Hi, I'm Dr. Molly Kallenbach, and this is Thrive Health Systems, and I'm actually going to give you a little tour as if you were a new patient coming to see us. So we're in Colorado Springs on the west side, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a feel of what it's like to be a new patient. And so we're going to go on a quick tour of our office so you get a feel of what that's like and what that would be like for you. So at Thrive, we do address a number of doctor-directed type of conditions. So we're going to show you the exam room where we'd first sit down and have a consultation. And the types of things that we typically address can be anything from headaches or lower back pain or disc pain to really commonly fatigue, digestive issues, often with things that people have never solved before. And so this is typically where we'll have a seat and we'll start talking and we'll get an idea of exactly what you feel like your issues are, because we found that everybody's unique, and often doctors don't take the time to sit down with someone and really dig into enough questions to understand what's going on with them. So that's what we'd be doing, is sitting down and figuring out what your unique situation is. So the next portion of what we would do with you would be diagnostics. So part of your exam, if you had something structural, such as back pain, we see everything from knee and shoulder pain to ankles. So pain in general, typically we're gonna take an x-ray. Now this is one of the more common things that I've been surprised that an x-ray isn't taken at the ER or oftentimes with an initial visit. So for us, it's a first step in understanding behind the scenes and what's actually really going on in there. And so this is a digital x-ray. Generally, if we find something structural, whether it's muscle, joint, or tendon, ligament, or nerve, we're going to take some x-rays to help us understand that better. So this would be for pain-specific conditions, or if we find it something structural. The other half of what we do here is also what we call biochemical stress. And so that's where we look at things like blood labs and testing that we do here in office. And so I would say the most common things that we find are people aren't getting answers for their weight loss or their diabetic issues. They're struggling with knowing what to eat and how often to eat. They've read a million websites, but none of them seem to fit for them. Fatigue is really, really common, and that can be coming from a number of different things. So this is actually where we draw our blood labs, and we have phlebotomists here in office. We do actually tailor that blood test to you, so we know exactly what you should be ordering. That happens after your consultation, is when we discover what lab tests we would order, and we have fantastic phlebotomists here to draw those for you. So once we get all of your blood work back, whether we've done both blood work or we've done the structural component and taken x-rays, we're going to do an analysis on that and put that together for you. And the next appointment, we'll sit down and do what's called a doctor's report of findings. So at that appointment, we're going to sit down and we'll let you know what we found. And we found that every case is unique. We sit down and find fatigue being from 8 different places. So when someone says fatigue, we don't assume that we know what that is. We want to know all the pieces before we know we can make a game plan and start to solve it. So the report of findings would be in a room like this, and we would be going over in detail your x-rays or your lab work, because we find that education is one of the most important things we do. It's one thing to know we know what's going on. It's another thing for you to be able to ask questions with your family or family members and understand what's going on with yourself. So once it's something we found we can help you with, we'll sit down and go over not only what we found, but the solutions that may work for you. So once we make a game plan, then we start with treatment. Now we have a number of different treatments here, and the goal through our game plan is to tailor those treatments to exactly what you need. So I'm going to show you some of what those treatments may look like. And so one of those could be chiropractic. So I have a lot of people come in that are actually very concerned. They've watched YouTube videos of aggressive chiropractic treatments. So one of the most important things we do is tailor your treatment. Even if it's a chiropractic adjustment, it's something that we're gonna make sure that we fit exactly for you. So I'm gonna show you how easy this can be. So I find a lot of people avoid coming to chiropractors because they're afraid of this exact treatment. They've watched something on YouTube, they've done something that they go, I don't even want to do that. So I like to walk people through this because I like them to see how simple this can be. So if you think of like a bike chain, when it gets a kink in it, essentially the whole chain stops working. So in your spine or in your joints in your body, that's actually called subluxation. And what happens when something gets injured is it goes into a lock and protect mode. So that causes pain, and it's part of why we recommend chiropractic adjustments to unlock the pressure, and sometimes it's pretty instant how it can relieve the pain. So I want to show you how easy that can be. So we have a series of different tools that we use, and once we've analyzed your x-rays, we'll see what you tolerate best or maybe what fits best for you. This is the first type of tool that we have, and this tool is specific for the very first bone in your neck. So you literally just lay on your side. You can hear it more than you can feel it, to be honest with you. I don't know if you can hear that sound, but essentially it's just a little tiny tap and you're done with your treatment. So that may be what's recommended for you. Some of the other treatments that we do include an activator. And so this is a little bit more force. And what this does is same thing. You can probably see how it moves my hand just really subtly, and you kind of probably hear it more than you see it. Creates that little jump in my thumb. That can also unlock the joints that are causing pain. It's very, very gentle. The next kind of step up from there that adds even a little bit more force is called an arthrostim. This thing is pretty cool because I can add a lot of force. I can get into some of those low back joints that can get really painful, and I can really move them around, but I can also leave ones alone that really should be left alone. So you'll find that we're pretty strategic about how we go about this and very tailored. So this is not the same treatment for everyone. So this is another, we can also go into a very, very light, you can see almost just kind of wake up a muscle to get it working as well. So this is pretty typical. And what we'll also do when you start before you start your treatment, we're going to check how you move before and after. That's one of our best gauges to see how effective what we did really was. So we'll go through that. Another type of treatment that we may do is laying on the table. And you'll do this on every treatment I just mentioned. There are sometimes the tables drop. There's sometimes we'll stretch some joints more. So we have, dozens and dozens of different techniques that we offer, but we really want to get our hands on you, find where your exact problem is, and see what it responds best to. So that's what treatment may look like for chiropractic care. One of the things I wanted to show you is what we call functional movement training. And this is where we start to look at muscle imbalances where your muscles don't work as a team. The chiropractic adjustment is designed to teach the joints how to work better, especially after something like an injury or repetitive stresses. It can actually lead to a lot of imbalance. We have people walking in here moving crooked, not really knowing that they're doing that. And so the muscle component of that is really important to reset and actually reteach how to work normally. So this isn't personal training and it isn't physical therapy. It's really doctor directed and based both on your x-rays and your personal goals. So you'll see a number of different things that we have in here. We have things for strength and cardiovascular. We also have things that you'll see most of it's kind of open in the middle because we're doing those specific type training exercises for you. So you'll see our trainers hard at work over there studying patient cases, and we really appreciate them. So that's part of what we may recommend for you once we go through what your complaint is and what needs to be rebuilt. We really don't know until we go through, like I said, that consultation. Depending on the issues that you're getting, this is specific to muscles and retraining muscles. You saw the chiropractic adjustment specific to the joints. We find that sometimes the disc that's in between the bones or the cartilage in there is so damaged that it actually takes another type of treatment in order to really get it better again. And so in this room, you'll find what's called spinal decompression, and it's a table that you lay on. Most people will lay face down on here on their back, and there's a strap here at your waist and one up at your ribs, and it just slowly pulls on your lower back. What that does is it actually helps give more room for your nerve to breathe. So this is where we see when the bones are compressed and you're getting nerve pain, this is amazing. So that may be something we recommend for you. It really depends on, like I said, what we're finding in your exam, your consultation, the type of symptoms you're getting. But this can be a game changer for people, and often is something they've never tried before. So we have a lot of fun taking people to another level that they haven't experienced. So that's what the spinal decompression is. We do it both for the lower back and for the neck. So again, we're gonna find if this is something that will help you, that may be something we try out. So we also may recommend something called laser therapy. And so this works by a big word called photobiomodulation. And essentially what that means is it's using light to help your tissues heal faster. The studies they've done on this, they've actually found that it increases ATP or energy to your cells. So when you're in pain, this can feel amazing. The last treatment I'd like to show you is massage therapy. And so massage therapy is a very popular treatment that we do here, mostly because it's very specific and doctor directed. So we do a type of medical massage that's really trying to solve your problem. So when we take all that information in from your x-rays and your chiropractic treatment, we may recommend massage because it needs more muscle work and needs more concentrated time than what we can do. So a typical massage is 1 hour. And so you lay on the table, we try to make it very relaxing and quiet in here, and that massage therapist is gonna go after some of those big knots. Now, one of the most common complaints I hear for massage is that it's either too rough or it's too light. And so we really work with the massage therapist to not only give them directed notes on where we think the best areas are to hit, but to make sure we find that balance for you, whether you're one that really likes a deep tissue or a little bit lighter. That's something we will tailor for you, so you make sure that you're comfortable with what we're doing. So those are the types of treatments that we offer at Thrive Health Systems. And so we would love to offer to you to come in to meet us. You'll be able to sit down with us and go through a consultation, an exam, and we'll also include one treatment, all for $19. And so it's our way of saying we'd love to meet you and see if it's something that we can help you with, whether it be pain, whether it be fatigue, whether it just be something you're looking for answers on. So you'll find a way on our website here to get a hold of us, and we'd love to meet you soon.